What's good, people? We back with another video today, and this one we gonna be talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, man. And the Raiders, man, are sort of another team like the Panthers that have kind of make me look bad through the first 2 weeks. Because I had the Raiders predicted, before the season, I predicted the Raiders would have 4 wins on the year. Of course, obviously they have 2 already, and probably are gonna win this week because they play Miami without Tua, starting Jacoby Brissett with that bad offensive line. They're probably gonna beat the Dolphins, man. So they'll be 3-0, largely on pace to shatter my 4 win season total prediction. So big respect on the Raiders so far, man. And to be honest, the Raiders have been a pleasant surprise, man. I don't know if I'm sold on them yet, but I've liked what I've seen, and I've really enjoyed watching them. So of course they beat the Ravens week 1 in that overtime thriller, and they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. 2 AFC North teams. That's 2 AFC wins. That's going to be crucial come playoff time. If the Raiders are still in it by then. So, against the Ravens, I was really shocked because, early on it looked like the Ravens were about to blow them out of the building. In their own building, by the way. That was the home opener for the brand new Allegiant Stadium. I've been, by the way, for SummerSlam, WWE SummerSlam. The stadium is incredible, let me tell you. But you can kind of even see that on TV when the Raiders are playing. But side note, I was really shocked by the Raiders' resolve to come back, because I think they were down maybe either 10-0 or 14-0, maybe even 17-0. I don't really remember. I think it was 14-0, but they were down, and it looked like it was going to be bad. And everybody looked composed, everybody looked measured, and they were able to come back and eventually even win the game. The pass rush really surprised me, and really this Raiders defense as a whole through 2 weeks has come out of nowhere. Now we know the Ravens aren't the most highly efficient passing game, and of course Pittsburgh with Big Ben's kind of there. I mean, I don't want to disrespect the legend, but Big Ben kind of looks shot at this point. So of course not the best passing games, but the Ravens are high, an explosive offense. They just put up 36 or whatever it was against Kansas City. And Pittsburgh has a lot of weapons. Even if Ben is struggling, Pittsburgh has a lot of names on that offense. So, but specifically to the Ravens game, the Raiders pass rush got after Lamar Jackson. They made Alejandro Villanueva, who they brought in from Pittsburgh, the Ravens did, look like a complete fool. Ronnie Stanley. Is it Staley or Stanley? Damn it, now I gotta look this up. Ronnie, their left tackle. Ronnie Stanley. Okay, my apologies. Ronnie Stanley. They made him look kind of, he's coming back from an ankle injury. They made it look like he probably wasn't right. They made him look foolish a couple times, and Carl Nassib, man, made the essentially the game-winning play, because Derek Carr threw a pick in the red zone, a ball just a bit behind Willie Snead, got tipped up in the air, intercepted, and a couple plays later, Carl Nassib was able to strip sack Lamar Jackson. They were able to fall on it, and then Derek Carr made up for it, throwing a touchdown on zero blitz to Zay Jones for the win. That game was amazing, and I picked the Ravens to win that game. Obviously they didn't. Props to the Raiders, man, because they surprised the hell out of me. That's a damn good football team that they beat week 1. So props to Vegas. And then the Steelers game. The Steelers game was interesting. They kind of got a couple breaks with TJ Watt going out of the game. TJ Watt was causing havoc on that offensive line early. And that's another thing I want to talk about. The offensive line for the Raiders. Coming into the year, with losing Ronnie... is it? Oh my God, I'm just blanking on names now. The center that they had, Hudson. Let me see. Hudson, center for the Cardinals. What's his name? Oh yeah, it's Rodney. Yeah, Rodney Hudson. Yeah. So they trade Rodney Hudson. They trade another guard to the Seahawks. I'm just blanking on names today. A guard to the Seahawks they traded, who was their starting right guard. And then their starting rookie right tackle, Alex Leatherwood, who a lot of people were not high on, especially going in the first round. But plays here and there they get blown up, but for the most part, I've been pretty impressed by this offensive line. They have not looked as bad, nearly as bad as I predicted them to be, as I anticipated them to be. And that's a shout out to the Raiders coaching staff, man. We've seen what they've done with Colton Miller. At this point, they kind of deserve the benefit of the doubt with regards to the offensive line and how they manage it. So, big respect on the Raiders on that point as well. The main thing watching the Raiders is Derek Carr is playing out of his mind, man. He looks comfortable. He looks, he's been aggressive. He leads the league in passing yards through 2 games. And again, it's just 2 games, but that says something, because Derek Carr, you always picture Derek Carr to be kind of passive, kind of take the check down, kind of, not go to make a play on third down, settling on key situations. Just take what that defense gives you. Don't go for it all. You don't really think of Derek Carr being that aggressive downfield thrower, that kind of quarterback. But so far through 2 weeks this season, he's been measured, of course, and he's been poised, but he's also been aggressive. And that's a welcome sight, because the Raiders have a ton of talent on this offense. Of course, Darren Waller, maybe the second best tight end in football now, maybe even the best. Travis Kelce, of course, if you want to say Kelce's the best, I'm not going to argue with you. But Kittle kind of has had a slow start. Darren Waller's just taken off, man. And my guy, man, Henry Ruggs, it's so good to see Henry Ruggs in the fold and making plays and making key plays for this team, because coming into that draft class, I did have CeeDee Lamb as the number 1 receiver, but for some reason, man, since all these guys have gotten drafted, I just kind of gravitated towards Henry Ruggs, because I feel like so many people have slandered him last year, said that he's just speed, he's John Ross 2.0, he's this, that, and the other, and I've kind of taken his back, because Henry Ruggs is a special talent, man. You never want to compare guys to Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill is one of the 2 best, in my opinion, the best receiver in the NFL. But people just don't run like Henry Ruggs, man. People just don't have that speed, even in the NFL. He's got rare speed, bro. I mean, Henry Ruggs is a special athlete, man. And it's so good to see him in the fold, in the mix, a part of the game plan. Of course, essentially sealing the game against Pittsburgh with that phenomenal 67-yard touchdown, in which Derek Carr, threw that on the money. Perfect throw. Must have been like 50-some yards in the air. Perfect throw. And on a third down, too. That was an incredible play. Henry Ruggs made plays against the Ravens as well. Just looking forward to seeing more of Henry Ruggs, more of him making plays, making key plays, and making splash plays, man, because that's what he was brought in here to do. Going up against offenses like Kansas City, like the Chargers. I know they kind of put up a stinker last week, but I'm expecting the Chargers to step it up as the season goes on. And even the Broncos, man. Teddy Bridgewater looks comfortable. You're going to have to score points in this division. So Henry Ruggs is going to help them score points quickly. As we mentioned, Darren Waller. Bryan Edwards is another guy that has been talked up a lot in training camp the past couple seasons. Derek Carr, John Gruden have talked him up a lot. And we didn't really get to see much of him last year. But it's good to see that he came on, and he's come on these first couple weeks, the game against the Ravens, he didn't come on until the fourth quarter. It felt like until the end of the fourth quarter, but when he came on, and he flashes big play potential as well. And he's caught a touchdown against the Steelers. Did get called back, but just to see him making these plays, it's good to see. It's a good sign for the future. Kenyan Drake is another piece I want to talk about, because the Raiders' run game so far really has not clicked, and of course Josh Jacobs is out. He's been dealing with some injuries, but even with Kenyan Drake there, Peyton Barber obviously has never been an efficient running back. But so far it's a non-issue. We'll see as the season goes on if they can continue to get away with the lack of a running game. But Kenyan Drake, even though hasn't been able to run that well, he provides a spark out of the backfield in the passing game. And that's another interesting dynamic that this Raiders defense is going to pose, because Kenyan Drake is shifty, he's quick, he's fast, and you match him up against a linebacker. That's an easy decision for Kenyan Drake every day. So another interesting part of this offense. And I've always said, maybe not on the channel, but personally and to my friends and on Twitter, I've always said Jon Gruden can coach. I've never once questioned Jon Gruden's ability to coach. My thing is, the Raiders and Mike Mayock and Jon Gruden, you don't really know which one's making the decisions, but those two guys, I've had questions about their team building decisions. That's what it's been about for the Raiders. But so far so good this year. It looks good, but we have to remember to pump the brakes a little bit, because I think the Raiders were 6-2 or 6-4 last year, and they ended 8-8. They kind of fell off. So we've seen this story before. The Raiders starting fast. They beat Kansas City last year. We've seen it before. I want to see them, carry this momentum off over the course of a full season into the playoffs. Similarly to what I've said about Arizona, starting fast and kind of cooling off by the end. I want to see the Raiders maintain this level of energy, because you see it on the sidelines. After Carr hit that 67-yard touchdown, you could see the passion, the energy on the sidelines with Jon Gruden, who, by the way, is a great interviewer. I mean, if you ever want to just sit back and laugh and have some fun, Jon Gruden post-game pressers or press conferences are the best, man. Jon Gruden always gives you a soundbite.
Shut the up.
I love Gruden, man. Again, I've never questioned his ability to coach. It's just the team building decisions, the managerial side of things, the player acquisition side of things. I've kind of had some questions, but they're 2-0, probably about to be 3-0. So, so far so good, man. I like what I've seen. I like what I've seen from the Raiders, man. Just again, pump the brakes because it's early. We've seen this story before. That's all I'm saying. But I'm rooting for the Raiders, man. I never hate on any of these teams, and I never want to root for a team's downfall just to prove myself right. That's not the point. I just call it like how I see it. I just say what I think. But the Raiders have proven me wrong so far, and that's good to see, because Derek Carr's been criminally underrated his whole career. Jon Gruden's been kind of a laughing stock the last couple years. Like I said, people downplayed Henry Ruggs. The defense has been kind of trashed on, by myself included. They've really come out of nowhere. The pass rush specifically, getting after the Lamar and Big Ben these past 2 weeks, man. I'm impressed. I like what I've seen from the Raiders, man, and I hope they can continue it, because, of course, moving to Vegas, they still have that diehard Oakland fan base over there as well. That's a big market, man, and I love the move to Vegas. I was all in on that move, and I want to see a Vegas football team play well and be a good, consistent, relevant franchise. That'd be a lot of fun, man. So that's the video, man. We'll see with the Raiders. I hope they keep proving me wrong, because they're a ton of fun, man. But that's the video, guys. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Make sure you like the video, comment, Raiders fans. Let me know what you guys think through 2 weeks. subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and I'll be back talking about the Broncos, another AFC West division mate alongside the Raiders, and what I think about them through 2 weeks. So again, appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and see you soon.